Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm actually going to step out of my comfort zone and I'm going to build something a little more fantasy. I don't typically do these types of builds just because I tend to stick to the modern stuff because it's what I'm better at. But I decided, I was watching Hocus Pocus. I love that movie. I have since I was a kid. It was actually one of the first movies that my grandmother took me to see when I was a kid. So I have very fond memories of it. So I wanted to incorporate that along with the show The Good Witch. I don't know if anybody's ever watched that show as well, but she owns a kind of a book store, but she also sells like home remedies and stuff. So I decided to incorporate a cafe coffee shop kind of a vibe. So I have that, and then I have a little library retail space on the back with wand displays and things like that. So I decided to build this in Winterberg because it really fit the theme that I was going for. I don't know if anybody's ever been to Universal Studios for the Harry Potter, but I really enjoy that. And a lot of the things that I used here, I really thought reminded me of going there. And then also, I know I could have had a little bit better choices if I had the vampire back. Unfortunately, I just really don't want vampires in my game. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I'm sure some people have downloaded mods or created mods to where you could turn that on and off. It's just not something I'm interested in doing. Mods are really hard when you have to keep up with your game, but I totally respect all of those creators. They have some amazing stuff out there. So if that is something that you're interested in, I encourage you to check out Twitter. There's some really amazing creators on there. And they're all really friendly and very helpful and responsive if you have questions. So definitely give it a try. So here I am just setting up the cafe. I had a little bit of a hard time deciding what decorations to use here. I knew I wanted to keep it witchy, but also it had to look like an actual, I didn't want it to look, you know, dingy or dirty. I wanted it to be nice. So I decided to use those cobwebs there, but then I decided against it because who wants to drink coffee and look at cobwebs? Not me. That's for sure. So I decided to ixnay that. And then I just was looking for those little details that really make it come to life. The rugs, I decided to add some spooky wallpaper to the back. I thought that was a really good addition. Just to do something different with the back because it just kind of gets boring when you have the same wallpaper over and over. And then here I am just going into that back retail space that I talked about. Just deciding what to do there. Those columns, they don't always work for me. I see some people use them and they look amazing and I always want to. They just never end up working for me. I did want to create some private bathrooms here just because that's one thing that the retail spaces always need. I do create his and her. But I guess I really don't need to. I guess it could be a unisex, but in this instance, I decided to do that because I was thinking about putting a pub on this second floor, kind of like an all-in-one stop place, but I decided against that and turned it into a living space, which you'll see a little bit later. And so here we are just adding those little decorations, and then just, you know, just the little stuff. I did try and put a sign, but the one I wanted to use just wouldn't work, so I gave up on that. And then again, here I am just changing up the decorations and just looking for, I think, a special rug that I couldn't end up finding. I know I need to download some CC, but sometimes it's really hard because people don't want to download houses from the gallery with CC, which I can't blame them because a lot of houses will come with a lot of stuff that you don't really want, and not because it's bad, it's just really not your style, which I completely understand. So all of my builds contain no CC. I try not to use cheats, but you will see in this video I do have to here and there just because I didn't want to give up the look I was going for, so I cheated a little bit. But that's okay because for the most part I don't use those, and you shouldn't have any problems when you download from the gallery. There's the sign I couldn't figure out how to use. And then I was just adjusting the roof. I decided to make that ceiling just a higher up ceiling. And then here I am just deciding on the floors and the rugs and how I wanted to use some of the pieces from a Realm of Magic. And then I did end up changing it from a cafe to a retail space so I could add some more of those retail objects that you needed in order to sell things like books and wand cases and things like that. So I added all of those in, added some retail shelves, and then just kind of added the little odds and ends that you would need, the cash register, just things like that. I did end up adding those flags. I thought they were kind of very Gryffindor-y, Slytherin-y. I just really liked the way that they looked. They just reminded me of something that you would see if you went into an Old English pub, or even library or somewhere like that. And so here I am. I went ahead and I matched the interior like in Windenburg, but I did want to make it stand out a little bit, so I went ahead and adjusted the roof here, which I ended up really, really liking that. It just feels like if you knew what you were looking for, you would see that space and you would think, oh, that's unique, that's where I belong. And then here I am just adding the outside decorations. I do really like these roofs. Again, this is something that you would see with these beams and this roof style in the Universal Studios, which I really, really like them, especially when it's raining, because sometimes you have to hide underneath them because it's Florida and we are always getting rain like every 5 minutes. It's ridiculous, and it comes out of nowhere when it's completely sunshiny. So here I am just deciding on how I wanted the doors to be laid out. Again, I added 3 doors just because, again, that would be something you would see at Universal, and I just felt like it made sense to me. It felt balanced. You could always remove those 2 doors and add extra windows, but I like the 2 doors, or I like the 3 doors rather. And then you'll see a little door off to the side for the cafe. And then here we are just adding the outside lighting elements that really make a space come to life. Like I said, I kind of have a hard time finding objects that go good with the Realm of Magic pack. I think if I had the Vampire pack, it would be a lot better, but I don't. And here I am just checking out what it looks like in the nighttime. And then I'm moving on to the upstairs to go ahead and get that sorted out. And then here I was trying to figure out the layouts of the bathrooms. I had a little bit of a hard time with the roof, which you'll see me adjust that in a minute, which I don't know why I had it sticking in so far. So here I am just getting that sorted, deciding on the mirrors. Does anybody else have problems with the mirrors constantly touching the tops of the sinks? I don't understand it and why you can't really move them up and down. It doesn't make sense to me. If someone knows of something different, let me know. I don't know if 0 and 9 works. I know you can't make them bigger and smaller because of, the issue with the way that they render. Here I am. So like I said, I was thinking about doing a pub theme up here. What I decided to do instead was a little bar area kitchen combo, which, sorry, we'll go back to that in 1 second. Here I am just deciding on what walls to use. It was kind of difficult just because I really wasn't sure what theme I was going to use, but here I am just throwing in some of those pub theme items that I had talked about, adding in some more decor for down here. Like I said, sometimes I'll see stuff and you'll see me switch from room to room. I am going to work on that, so I apologize. My brain is a little ADD. So here I am just, I decided to add a fireplace because it just felt right and cozy for that space. And then here, let me tell you, I struggled with the layout of this little loft apartment. I put the bathroom here, which I really wasn't too happy with that, but it did function and it was right. It did work, so I couldn't complain. So here I am just setting up the pieces for that, just adding a little bit of the decor, deciding what I want on the walls. That mirror happens to be one of the mirrors that I don't usually have problems with. And then I decided just to move the kitchen in here, like I said, and just do that pub theme, and have a little bar area over here, and just adding in some more of those pieces from Realm of Magic, which I really, really like when you're going for a fantasy style. So here I am just adding those, adding that clutter that I love, and then just making some adjustments. I wanted to bring in a little bit of like the nature witchiness, because I kind of imagined a witchy single woman living there who loves to cook but also practice magic and sell stuff downstairs. in her. So just finishing up and adding some of that stuff in here, going back down, adding a little bit of candle clutter, also the umbrella stand, which I really like, and I don't use that often enough. I don't know about you guys, but I forget some of that little decorative stuff. Here I am just adding in some more seating, adding in the railing, just those little finishing pieces. Like I said, I really struggled with the layout of this loft apartment, especially the living room. You'll see me change it around a lot. I couldn't decide what I wanted to do here. I think this is why I don't really decorate apartments. I mostly build homes because I really just don't know what to do with that limited amount of space. And I don't know if it's because I've just never personally lived in an apartment, but I see people build stuff all the time, like apartments, builds. They're amazing and I love them. And I just don't, I guess, have that type of vision. But again, here I am just playing around with the layout, playing around with the types of couches. I decided it was a little bit too formal, and you'll see me change that up here in a second. I did want to go for something a little more English. This tree, I want to use this tree so often, but it just fits so awkwardly in any open or not open space. If it has to go against a wall, it really can't, but I do wish I could use it more because it is so pretty. And then here I am again, just adding in some lighting, adding in some decorations, just some things that, you know, just upsizing and resizing stuff, just to try and get a nice little living space in there for her, something that, you know, is practical. Again, here I am just playing around with the layout, just figuring out what I want to do, and then just changing those bookcases, but then I decided to keep them because the other one, again, just didn't fit correctly in the space. I do really like using these tall dressers, but has anybody else noticed only certain objects will fit in the center perfectly, and just having something off center drives me crazy. It does not look right. So I don't ever get to really use them because of that. And then here I am again playing with that layout and adding in some mirrors. I thought that brought a little bit more modern into the space, but then I added in these to kind of make it a little bit more, you know, old English. And then I really like those candelabras. I think that's the first time I've ever used them. I'm definitely going to use them more. I actually did a hacienda build in my gallery, a Spanish, like an old English Spanish style hacienda. I really liked it, and I did not use those in there, and I really wish I had. And then you'll see I added a little desk next to the bed. Just imagined her writing some little love notes or something. And just again adjusting that living room space because I struggled with it. And then adding in just a fireplace because there is one downstairs. I thought we would go ahead and we would add in another one. I did not actually add a chimney to this build. Again, I think I talked about it in my last video. I sometimes forget because it used to be automatic, and I've just started playing The Sims 4. I'm still, you know, a Sims 3 player. I still play it, so I'm so used to an automatic chimney. And here I am again, just adding in more clutter. I think that makes a space more lived in. And I'm just adding those finishing touches and just making sure everything looks good. There's enough light in the spaces. And I think that's the one thing that I forget to do sometimes is the lighting, to make sure it's bright enough, because I'll leave in those puck lights. And then I'm just adding up the finishing little touches, the roof shingles, seeing how it looks, and then I will transition it from night and day. You'll see here in a minute, but just filling in any empty spaces that I find and just kind of giving it a once over and just seeing how it looks in the nighttime and admiring my work. I don't know, what do you guys think? You know, it's not a long build, but I did enjoy doing this because I do a lot of builds, which will be my next video. You'll see another modern home, 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom home. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know if you liked it. Comment down below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to follow me on social media. Also, hit that subscribe button to keep up to date on all my videos, and make sure that you ring that bell to get all my notifications. Have a good one. Bye!